Hello, good day. I'm John Allen, Austria, and our topic is Lesson for Multicultural Diversity in Tourism. With many improvements in the tourism industry, transportation, road connectivity, travel within and outside a country, and people working outside of their area of residence, locally, regionally, and internationally, crossing borders is now easier on everyone. Cars, buses, trains, and many mass transit vehicles are available at a range of prices that is affordable for various types of customers. The same thing can be said about water and airline travel. A variety of prices and carriers are available. And because of technology, improvements in the transport services have made travel more efficient and effective. Vacationers can travel around the world in a weekend, but with the advent of new industrial transformation, they can also travel back in time if they really wish. Flight times will be cut in half, bridging the world considerably closer together and making destinations more accessible in a shorter period of time. Improved transportation made it simpler for people to go to the back country and live there, as well as for farmers and merchants to get their commodities to markets swiftly and cheaply. So sa bawat sulok ng mundo natin, maraming mga kababalaghan, natural o gawa ng tao. Maraming tao ang nagnanais na maglakbay papunta sa iba't ibang lugar upang makakita ng mga pinakamaganda o kahangahangang lugar dito sa ating mundo. Dahil sa pagkahumaling na ito, ang pamamahala ng tourism at ng hospitality ay lumabas ito mula sa industriya. Hinihula ng mga eksperto na ang mga industriya tulad ng IT, telecommunication at tourism ay mangibabaw sa ika-21 ng siglo. Ang pamamahala ng tourism at pamamahala ng mabuting pakikitungo ay dalawang programa na kadalasang naisip na nasa ilalim ng parehong bubong. Ngunit programang pangasiwaan ay may ilang mga pagkakaiba mula sa bawat isa.
Multicultural diversity in tourism. What does this mean for the customers? The same things as the worker, they can travel to the different places and countries. It is not just physical distance that has changed, but because of technology, everything is within easy access. Social media platforms, website allow easy access to information and collaboration to learn about practices, celebration, and other things like people, places, and things. The circle of friends that person may have has exponentially grown as compared to 20 years ago. The oft repeated saying the world is getting smaller is not anymore an impossibility but a reality. It is not getting smaller. Traveling and connecting with people are now becoming easier and quicker. With this borderless world, it is a given rise to global citizen who may not be confined to be a being citizen of one country but one who can be considered a native of several countries. A good example of this when parents who come from a different countries have a child who was born in another country, educated in a different countries, or went to school where there are international students. This student would have a global perspective compared to one has parents who come one place from one place and just stayed in a one place entire time they were growing up. The global citizen would gain an increasing interconnectedness between individual circles of friends, countries, and economies, allowing for global dimension with technology. It is now easier to get to know a person from another country and maintain either a or personal business relationship with them. Israel 2012.
In the workplace, there will always be colleagues or customers who are not naturally local to the place, bringing together people who have different cultural backgrounds who are expected to work as a team and provide the products and service to meet the standards of the enterprise. The term multicultural is also synonymous with the words culturally diverse, pluralism, diversity, cross-culturalism, ethnic inclusiveness, ethnic mosaic, and multiracialism. Cultural has several elements as discussed in Chapter 1. These elements interact with other elements within a person. It would be rare to find two persons even within the same family, even with identical twins, with the exact same cultural background. There may be similarity, but each one will have a unique cultural content, and this is what makes people different from each other. Bringing several persons together would have their own circle of cultural elements interact with each other. This is what gives rise to the multicultural diversity concern.
Multiculturalism. This concept is created when a set of beliefs and behaviors acknowledges and supports the existence of different communities within an organization or society, and as a result acknowledges and values its culture, its sociocultural differences, and promotes and facilitates its continued participation within an inclusive cultural framework that empowers everyone within an organization or society. Rosado 2010. So according to Rosado of 2010, when a set of beliefs and behaviors recognizes and supports the diversity of various community within an organization or society and embracing sociocultural differences is called multiculturalism. Also, it is the view that the cultures, races, and ethnicities deserve special acknowledgement of their differences within a dominant political culture. Siyempre, they deserve special acknowledgement para ma-feel nila na katanggap-tanggap sila, and siyempre para hindi nila ma-feel na na-discriminate sila. It is giving equal attention to many different backgrounds in a particular setting. Each person has their own set of beliefs that they bring to any relationship, including their workplace. Even if two people come from the same family, with the same parents and environment, due to the concept of nature versus nurture, they would have a different appreciation for certain elements of culture because each person is unique. So, alam naman natin na lahat tayo is may kanya-kanyang paniniwala, kahit na nga na, yun nga, tulad dito sa sinabi dito na, kahit na magkasama pa kayo sa bahay, kahit para pa kayong pamilya, ganyan na pinagmulan, magkakaiba pa rin tayo na kung paano nung way of appreciation natin sa bagay-bagay, magkakaiba din tayo ng perception sa mga bagay-bagay. So, kasi lahat tayo is magkakaiba at may kanya-kanyang pinaniniwalaan. Yun lang. Thank you.
When people bring their own beliefs, language, and other elements of culture to their relationships, they may exercise common understanding and acceptance, but in some instances, there would be misunderstandings that may result in work-related output. Thus, there is a need to understand each person and the cultural baggage that they bring to the workplace. The cultural baggage should be the totality of the person that includes all the elements of culture that they have acquired from their family and all their interactions with other people. To tourism professional can provide the product and service in collaboration with colleges that are needed by the customers and better handle situation.
This is the next topic, which is learn to be multicultural. As we all know, there are many good references for multiculturalism in tourism available today. Kasi alam naman po natin na may iba't iba tayong cultures, religion, language, and etc. So, syempre, before tayo maging tourism professionals, kailangan natin ng mga skills. Ito yung mga skills is makakatulong sa atin in the near future. Syempre, kailangan maalam tayo makipag-interact sa mga tao, tas maranasan natin yung mga dapat nating maranasan. And syempre, dun sa mga mararanasan natin is may matututunan tayo para makapagpahasa ng mga skills natin. Kasi 'di ba mahirap naman maging tourism professionals ka if wala kang experience sa hindi ka maalam makipag-interact sa tao. And syempre lalong-lalo na pag yung wala kang learnings or wala kang natutunan sa mga pinagdaanan mo. So yung mga skills na yun, it can help us or to them become more multiculturally sensitive. So, sa susunod na mga chapters naman is madidiscuss yung mga ibang pangyayari sa buhay ng Filipino tourism professionals na pwede din natin pagbasihan kung paano tayo magsisimula dun sa journey natin. The strength of these experiences cited in this book is that all of these are from Filipinos. Though we may each have unique cultural elements, we share many common elements that will make it easy for us to relate. To fully appreciate the experiences, look at each reflection and learn how to be multicultural. Remember the word learn. L is for look and listen. E is empower. A is for acknowledge, adapt, and adopt. R is for respect. And lastly, N is for nurture.
Look and listen. In any given situation, look at the total scenarios as the underlying factors that we can contribute to the appreciation of the culture elements. We should listen to the discussion dahil kung minsan verbal communication can be challenging due to the accent, tone, or lack of proficiency. Like example, tulad ko, maraming beses ako nagkakamali sa pagbigkas o pagbabasa ng mga words, which is dapat iwasan sa pakikipag-communicate dahil baka ma-misinterpret ng receiver o ng customer ang message na nais mong sabihin or parating. At to avoid this kind of situation, habang nakikipag-communicate, maaari natin itong sabayan ng non-verbal communication tulad ng hand gesture, body posture, at facial expression. And if the idea of the message is not received, maaaring magkaroon ng miscommunication and the delivery of product or service is endangered within the workplace or for customers. Tayo bilang future tourism professionals, we must use all of our senses to get the most of the opportunity to learn more about our future colleagues and customers, especially regarding cultural impacts.
Empower. Learning does not happen only inside the classroom. Lifelong learning in various locations continues even after graduation. There may be enterprise-based training that will be given to employees, and these opportunities are highly encouraged, especially if essential soft skill in service training is provided. The focus is no longer on the technical skill, but on the ways how to provide a better service and understand colleagues and customers better.
Acknowledge, adopt, adapt. There is a need to acknowledge that there are differences among us. There is no one standard way of how a Filipino reacts or behaves, considering that there are many distinct regional cultural elements that may affect the person. After acknowledging that there are differences among people, a choice can be made by the person to either adopt or adapt to the cultural element if after the acknowledgement, conflict with pre-existing values or other elements arises. Adoption can be made. Emotional and appreciated. Those two words are so much the core of today's hospitality. We have entered the era of experiencing already for some time now but often fail to find the keys to evoke that long sought after sustainable basis within our organization. For me, visiting and supporting many high-end hotels all over the world, it is sad and disappointing to see how often the effort and willingness are there in the most stunning and fabulous environments. But that does not translate into an honest and enduring experience for guests. The basis of acknowledgement, which result in satisfying the emotional need of appreciation, lays within the staff member itself and also for the guest. Adapting is very important in the industry because it helps to improve and upgrade of what the industry has. For example, technology. Technology adaptation can fundamentally change a hotel growth and underlying value. It can dramatically improve the customer's experience and reduce operational costs.
Respect. There is no one superior or inferior culture. Tourism professionals should respect differences and similarities among cultural elements as this becomes an exciting way to know more about colleagues and customers. Respect is an essential part of any working environment. As an HM student, we are expected to meet different kinds of people that have different kinds of beliefs and practices. We should respect their way of living and we should be cautious on our actions towards them. We might offend them unexpectedly. So for that not to happen, we should learn their culture and have respect towards them and embrace differences so we can have a healthy environment in the workplace.
Nurture. Tourism professionals should nurture themselves with the new learnings and growth with the times as part of a changing mindset. Some cultural elements may no longer be relevant to the times and thus may need to be updated. Some that are still relevant should be nurtured so that the distinct cultural elements of the region family are still present. Sabi diyan, ang nurture is pagpapalaki at pagpapalawak ng kaalaman about sa kultura ng family or region. Mahalaga malaman ang mga kultura dahil mayroong mga kultura na hindi nalalaman ng karamihan sa oras na ito at kailangan nilang malaman yun para maiwasan ang misunderstanding or ma-offend sila dahil hindi natin alam ang kultura nila. Yun lang po.